Hey guys, and welcome back. My name's Eileo, just in case you don't know, and today we'll be taking a look at Last Cloudia. Now, I've been playing this game for probably about a month now, exactly, I believe. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. So you may be asking or wondering what Last Cloudia is, and the best way to explain it to you is just to show you some gameplay. So before I do the gameplay real quick, I just want to show you guys kind of around in terms of just the UI and stuff, in case you are interested in the game after this video. But of course you have your home screen, your party screen, your units which go directly to your characters. You have arcs. Arcs are what are equipped to your characters, and if you guys have ever played games like Final Fantasy IX where you equipped a certain item and over time after you gather enough AP then your character will learn that skill permanently. And Last Cloudia follows the exact same system. I'm sure there's other games like that, but FF9 is the first one that comes right off my head. And then of course they have the gacha aspect to this. Right now there is a collection of mana banner going on, which if you guys are interested, I highly implore you to start playing now, and hopefully you can pull some of the characters within the 3 days that we have left at the time of this video. But they came in, and yeah, pretty much Randy is like confirmed OP, but Prem and Popoi, whatever, Popo, I don't know how you pronounce that person's name. They're pretty decent too. But here we have the gacha, which we can use with our friend points to pull stuff with. We get, as you can see, it says the details right here instead of me sitting right here trying to guess everything. But if it would load up, you get unit souls and materials. You use unit souls to, of course, power up your units, either directly powering up their limit breaks and raising their stats, or by increasing their basically skill allotment is pretty much it. And there's a couple others. These are just pulling for arcs and then units. And then we have a probability right there. Now you can get units, but as you guys can see, your chances of getting a unit, I believe, are like 3% total out of everything. So it's not very high at all, but once you pull a unit, you're done. Congratulations, you never need to pull that unit again. You have that unit, they're not going anywhere. So that's very, very great to have. And of course you get the arcs, and different arcs teach you guys different abilities, and then you can equip different abilities onto your characters. But let's go away from that real quick, and let's just go over here to the units. So right now, like, I've been repping my boy Zekus. Zekus right now, he's capped out unfortunately at level 60 because I need more enchantment stuff to get him to level 80, but the cap right now is level 100. And I mean, I've been playing for a month. He's been 60 for probably, I don't know, a couple days by now. But I need that large hand of time to get him to the next level, which hopefully RNG will bless me with. And this is the other part with Awakening, which I can actually awaken him now. Awakening increases your stats, and then it also boosts your limit break, which is his special right here. I just call it limit break because big Final Fantasy fan. And that's one way to increase his stats. You can do it up to 4 times if I am reading that correctly. And then with any other souls that you have for him, you can use this to boost his skill cost limit. Now this is where your arcs come into place. Not only do your arcs teach you moves, but they can also augment your stats. So let's go over here to the skill set. Some of the skills he learns comes from his spear grid, like I like to call it, from Final Fantasy X. It comes from his grid, while others are learned from your arc. Once you've learned that skill from the arc, you can take it off that arc, and if you learn the same skill on your skill tree as the arc, well, then the cost goes to 0. But if they can't learn it on the skill tree, then there is that SC cost right there, which for my Cure Poison is 5. And since he learns Blizzard and Ice Javelin in his own skill tree, that they automatically go to 0. So they're essentially just free moves to have, which is great. Magic Barrier, he learns by himself. Aura, he learns by himself. Just very, very great unit. Ice Wall, stuff like that. And then there's magic attacks, and then there's also passives. Passives are just the traditional MP up, HP up. You have guard, critical up, certain killers, so you do more damage to certain enemies. resistance towards stuff, and boosting just overall damage, or depending on what you have equipped on him. Like I believe reject right here says decrease rate of attracting enemy attention. So if you don't want him to get hit, put that up there, and that'll help deter the AI from attacking him. And if you have allure on another unit, then that helps the AI attack them instead. And this is just the breakdown of the summary of his skills and of his typing. So whatever typing that you have is dependent on what you can equip, which they have highlighted in white over here of what he can equip. And then his abilities, they normally start off with 2, and then as you progress through your skill tree, they will learn more, and you can power these up by up to 4 times as well. I'm not sure on the rates of that, but you can do that as well. And traits are just, what they bring to the table themselves. So each character has different traits about them, and you can see reduces the MP needed for ice attack, and it can't go under 1 MP. Perfect strategy, magic casting will not be interrupted by enemies' normal attacks, and damage taken will be reduced. And then we also have unlockability, which of course is the skill tree in itself. Now the skill tree is limited by what your level is. So right now I do have his level 60 skill tree maxed out, unfortunately, and there's a ring around here which is blocking me from connecting to the level 80 skill tree, which is only a couple of nodes, but they're very, very powerful couple of nodes, because that's 5 more of my skill costs that I could be added to his skills, so I can equip more skills. There's another notch for Warlord of Ice. There's magic up here, Aura Phaser, more resistance and damage from ice moves, 500 more HP, 50 more defense, boost in perfect strategy, which perfect strategy I can't figure out what it does because I don't have it. Well, I do have it, but perfect strategy, it helps him take less damage when he's casting his moves. So lovely amounts of goodies over there, but I just need that material to transcend him. And let's go over here to the arcs real quick before I show you guys a little bit of gameplay. I don't know why it does that delay. So here's the arcs over here. 9 times out of 10 you're just gonna pull a bunch of arcs before you pull a character, unless you get lucky. But your arcs, their max level is 10 as well. You can level up your arcs either with blue orbs or red orbs, which we will get to on the world map, so stay tuned for that. But each arc in itself is unique, where it teaches you certain skills, or it has different attributes, like this Aldananian warriors. Its arc skill is close to death, so if your character's close to death, they get a boost in their strength by 16%, and this is only at level 2. But you can see right here, you can learn HP up from this arc. You can learn Fury, Beast Killer, Head Bash, and then you can learn HP up max. And you can click this magnifying glass, and it will tell you what these skills do. So that boosts your HP up by 5%. HP max boosts your HP by 20%, which is huge, my boys. Absolutely huge. And this right here just shows you the cost of each skill, of equipping that skill for characters that don't naturally have that on their skill tree. So you can literally teach every single character that you have every single move from every single arc if you want to. You can do that if you want. There's also the arc either. Once that hits 100%, then your AP rate, which is your learning rate for that arc, triples. So you learn skills a lot quicker than what you learn them now. With its AP rate being times 6 right now, that means every run, unless it's a special dungeon, you only get 1 AP, so that's just 1 times 6. So every run I would get 6 AP towards the HP up, if that makes any sense. So it takes a while to learn skills, but once again, these are permanent, and especially once you begin the game and you're grinding, you're trying to get some gold, you're trying to get your characters leveled up and get some more material to transcend them. It's not impossible. Does it take a while? Usually for me about a day and a half, depending on how much I play, but it's not the end of the world. And normally the skills that cost the most, of course, are the ones that are absolutely worth it. But each one of these have their own little individual artwork, which is nice, and they move and they're all pretty, and you can even zoom in on them if you want. And if you're on your phone, you can, turn it to the side and all kinds of crazy mess, man. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And these, of course, are breaking down from rare to super rare and super rare and all of that stuff and all of that nature. So of course the super rare arcs or the super rare arcs are what people would want a lot more than the rare arcs. but normally I found that the rare arcs, especially like Sorcerer's Eden, if you're running with Zekus or anyone else that uses magic, is like a godsend. And this is only a rare arc, so it's not even super rare. Like, you can pull this one. You can pull it. It's not impossible, but it's not even super rare, and it just has a multitude of great moves. But let's go over here to the home screen again, and we'll go to the world map and hopefully show you guys some gameplay, because I've been spending 10 minutes on this, but I just wanted to fill you guys in on that. Unit story is just story stages for whatever units that you pull. I'm not sure if I showed you guys my units, but right now I have Kyle, Ray, I forgot her name because I never used her, Zekus, Lily Bet, Lena. This is Goroth, I believe. Is it Goroth? Yep, that is Goroth. Bloody Rose, I believe. This is Sevia, Melza, Prem, and Popo, PP. We'll just call her, it, he, PP. We'll just call it PP. But I have those. Prem and PP is from the Mana banner, which I don't know if that will ever come back. I would love to have Randy, but unfortunately, it happens, man. It happens. And these are just some of the monsters that you can also have added to your party. Once you farm their stages enough, you can get enough unit souls to summon them. And these are all the characters that I don't have, and I can unlock Phantom, but I don't have the Prince, I don't have Sage, Thief, Archangel, God Hunter. These are just titles. They do have actual names to them. I just don't have them for it to show me with the name. And let's go back to the home screen. So here we have the world map. Arena has not been released yet. We have the event tab and then the unit story tab. The unit story tab is just where you go see your units at, and that's basically it. You get to play a stage with your unit, get to learn about what they are and what they do, what happened to them, why they are the way they are, just backstory stuff. And it gives you, I believe, some of their souls and some items here and there. And then the event tab over here, depending on the day, this switches out. Like right now we have the collection of Mana event going on, and also the training field event going on for 3 days. Training dungeon, which is only open on Mondays, I believe, one run per Monday. Gold Rush is always open. These are for crystals. They're red, green, purple, and blue. These change throughout the day, so you can run, not throughout the day, but throughout the week, so you can run different gates to get different crystals, of course, to further your character's grid, to unlock more skills and raise their stats up. Transcendence Gate is to break the level cap, and Limit Break is, of course, to break the level cap. But let's go over here to the purple gate, and we'll gonna go ahead and run hard right now. And it doesn't really matter who, just to show you guys some gameplay. So this is my squad right now, and I have one supporter, which you can always run with a supporter, so it's nice having friends. And these are their current equipped arcs. Like Prim right now is trying to learn Surprise Attack, which she has a little bit more to go for that. Zekus is learning this stuff right here, Plant Killer, Pose of Victory, Critical up 2. Does he need it? No, but it doesn't hurt for him to learn it, because I just don't have to equip it, and he's done. And then Sevia is in the process of learning Brave. But let's go ahead and start the quest. This one costs 2 orbs, and I have 5 right now, which is the max. So I will be at 3 now. Well, let's go ahead and let this party start, boys. Alright, boys, so we're in. This is wave 1 out of 5. Now, once you clear out a stage, you can run it on auto, which is why it's running on auto. I don't know why it's showing very, very choppy. There we go. But someone discussed magic to hit all those guys up. And that wave is cleared out. And again, this is on auto. In the next part, I will show you guys more of what's going on here. So let's go ahead and let it load. So we have our 4 skills here, which we saw in the skill tab from before. And once the skills go off cooldown, they do get a notch over here, which applies a number to them in terms of what they can do and how many that you can stack together. So if you want to save it until the boss, then you're free to save it to the boss. Now each skill has a different cost in terms of what it can do. So some skills only allowed to keep one because maybe the cooldown is so long and the skill is so powerful, while the other skills like melee skills and stuff like that, usually you can store up to maybe 3. I think Zeke can store up to 5 for his ice coffin, just because it loads up super quick and it does an abysmal amount of damage. But these 3 are your regular skills, and then over here in the corner is your limit break, which takes a while to build up. But if you break an enemy, mainly a boss, if you break a boss, it does charge up a lot faster, which is great. And Sevia just died. She's in the process of getting good right now. And then we have the magic tab over here, and once this little orb thing fills up, then we can also do a summon, which you get via the story. So there's a lot going on, and for the most part the AI is okay. I'm not going to say the AI is perfect, but in most cases the AI is acceptable. There are annoying aspects of it though, like when it wants to cast a skill that pauses the whole entire game, even though the monster only has 3 HP left. Literally 3 HP left. Zekus will literally cast Blizzard, which takes a little while for him to do on a freaking enemy, which is just crazy. But he's doing one of his moves. Yeah, there's a lot going on, but you can switch in between characters. Like right now we're going over here to Prem, and he just casted Blizzard. And this stage is pretty much done. Sucks that Sevia died, but there's a lot going on. You're free to switch in between all the characters that you want. You can even switch to the support. So if you want to go in between all 4 of your characters on manual mode, then you can feel free to do so. Me, I'm lazy. I prefer to let the AI do it most of the time, unless I know that they're going to tear up a stage, which is normally what they do with the Transcendent stage, unfortunately. Oh yeah, we have the summon. Go and summon for free damage. And that was Zeke's limit break, which boosts up int and strength. And then Prem did her limit break as well. And I do believe that's what's his name's limit break. I could be wrong, but he totally just destroyed them dudes. And I guess it's just running a tad bit choppy just because I'm recording it and I have Monster Super League up in the background, but that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, that stage is cleared. That stage is over with, boys. Congratulations. I beat it, even though Sevia didn't make it out. But as long as one character's alive, the quest is cleared, man. The quest is cleared. So all that's left is just to go to the world map real quick and show you guys what's going on there. And that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said before, I've been playing this game for a month. I've absolutely just enjoyed it. Very refreshing towards what other gacha games are doing nowadays. There's nothing. There's a few things to talk about. Let me go to the world map real quick, and then we'll go to the few things I need to talk about before I go and end this for you. But I figured I would show it off to those that were interested. And of course, with every mission, if you fulfill certain conditions, you get crystals for fulfilling those certain conditions. And then we got the AP. We got the AP after clearing the stage out. So we got 6 more added to that. You can see the 1x6, 1x6, and we don't want to play that again. And some skills you can learn 1x8. Maybe some skills are 1x. I don't know if their skill is 1x10 or 1x12 or something like that. But you know, it just helps you learn them certain moves faster. But normally, the good moves take forever. That's just how it is. If they took no time at all, then what's the point in learning the bad moves if you can just learn the good moves and move on? I mean, there's no point. Let's get back to this screen. Alright, boys, we have made it to the world map. Blaze Garden is the last stage for right now, but there are normal and hard modes for each of the stages. And because I didn't go into this before, right here is just the gold. Gold is very important because not only does it help increase your currency storage for your currency, which is your not currency, but for your stamina, which you use to not only upgrade your arcs, but to run stages, because the arcs cost the same things that you use to upgrade them. It's also what you use to buy gear and stuff like that. Crystals are just for pulling stuff, mainly pulling through the gacha system. And then the blue and the red orbs are what your arcs run off of, and they are also what you use to feed your arcs per run. So depending on the level of an arc also depends on how much souls per run that they cost. So if you want to take off all arcs and just run a stage with whatever abilities that your characters has on them, you can do that. If you want to just farm gold out without using any of the orbs, you can 155% do that if you want to do that, which is great. But by having arcs equipped, not only do you boost your character's stats, but you can also have them learn skills. So in the very beginning, it's important that you kind of calm down with trying to level up arcs and really focus on extending out your blue tank and extending out your red soul tank before you continue with that. And this is the soul spot where I believe there's a time limit on it, but you know, every hour or so you gain a certain amount of orbs, and the max is 3200 right now because my tanks are maxed out, and then I can get up to 4000 red orbs. But you can come over here, usually after 8 hours is what I do, hit collect. Congratulations, we've collect all that, and right now the max is 9400k 940k, my bad, for my blue orbs, which is a lot more, and then the red orbs, which are usually the more premium arcs and the super rare arcs. In some cases, they cost a lot more and are just a lot more hard to get because your recovery time on those is a lot slower than the blue arcs, but they're still obtainable. This is definitely what you want to try to level up first, regardless of whatever goal that you need. You can always buy equipment later, and having a better arc is far better than having equipment that raises your stats up by +10 or +5 in my opinion. But this is the world map, and there's little treasures around here, which is nice. I think there's 22 in total, which I do have. Some places have sub-quests which offer more story items and free equipment if you complete those story quests. And then there's other areas like the Monster Collector's Manor. There's also the Secret Blast Furnace. There's plenty of stages. There's a shop right there, and these are just the farming points for the orbs. Another shop right there, and let me see if I can zoom out. Okay, I zoomed out. This right now is the map. That is the map right now, my boys. I'm sure with updates, these clouds hopefully will go away and we can have more to do. But overall, I mean, Last Cloudia, in my opinion, is definitely worth a shot. I do apologize for the length of this video, but I don't know. I had fun talking about this. Some pros about the game, though, is that it's nice that you can play as much as you like, especially if you take off the orbs of your characters, or when you run a stage, if you just want to throw on like level 1 or level 2 arcs, you can run the stage pretty much indefinitely, because over time from your soul spot you will be getting a lot more souls per run versus what you're expending. I think the leveling system is also cool, that not only do we have the traditional from 0 to 100, but you also have the spear grid, like I like to call it, and you also have characters that can learn abilities. So you do have different setups for your characters that you have, and that character compositions don't really make or break the game. You can go through the entire game if you want with whatever they give you. Will it be optimal? No. Will it be doable? Yes. But yeah, I mean, it's a game that isn't so heavily invested on characters as much as it is with arcs, because you could pull all the characters in game, and if you have shitty arcs, well, good luck, bro. Good luck. But the cons of the game is, just like any mobile gacha game, it could be very grindy. I won't lie to you, it could be very grindy. So it really depends if you're up for the grind or not. The events, they do have events pretty much since I've been playing, which I think I'm like a month late on it. I think it's been out since October, but they've been having events back to back so far from what I can tell. There's not really much change in them though. They are a bit generic, where it's like run X stage and clear out X stuff from stage and then you're done. which kind of sucks, but I mean, hopefully they incorporate stuff in the future to make it a bit more interesting. And another con is that it is hard to pull it is hard to obtain crystals right now after you clear out the story and after you've cleared each stage and got the crystals from those by hitting the certain conditions. But they are adding an arena, which will hopefully help that in the future. And also another con is not the arcs that are hard to pull. Units are hard to pull. I believe units might be 3% total out of an entire pull of getting them. Yes, once we get the unit, we keep them forever and they're done. I mean, all we have to do is upgrade them, but it does suck that it's kind of hard to pull a unit if you want a specific one. So if there's a specific one that you want, maybe reroll if you want. I personally didn't. I just went with it, and that's pretty much it. I did forget to mention the Conquer tab over here. You unlock a second Conquer tab after Blaze Garden, but the Conquer tabs also provide you with unit souls, so you can increase your character's skill cost levels, so you can equip more skills, or you can increase their stats along with their limit break. But I mean, overall, I think it's a pretty good game. I think it's pretty good for what it has right now. I mean, depending on how they take this game in the future will depend if I continue to play with it or not. But for right now, I'm having fun just trying to get my characters up and just trying to make sure I can clear all the content before more content comes. And let me go over here real quick. And yeah, it's just a matter of luck with units. I've seen people on Reddit with a lot more units than me, and I've seen people on Reddit with less units than me. But luckily, my luck turned around, because before I had, what's her name? Theria? I believe I remember her name now. Theria, which you get through the story. You get Ray through the story. You get Kyle through the story. You get Zekas through the story. You get Lilibet through the story. I pulled Goroth. But since I pulled more, I also got Lena, Sevia, PP, Prim, Bloody Rose, and then Melza as well. So it is kind of RNG based, but I end up pulling 2 units during a pull, which isn't unheard of, but it is nice considering it's 3%. But yeah, my boys, I definitely hope you guys, if you are interested, decide to check out this game. If you do check it out, feel free to leave a comment below. As you guys can see, my name is Eileo on this game, and to those that made it this far in the video, I apologize for me going all over the place, but I feel like it was a game that was worth speaking about, and I definitely hope you guys at least give it a shot. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.